Hello, Francisco. This is a review of your lesson from May 29th, 2024. And we're going to get started on the Green Tutor book, page 75, okay? And right at the top here, we have the strikes. And as we talked about in the lesson, and you can see here it's written in my book, is the strikes that go to the low hand notes, right? They always start on low G here, right? And these are all heavy strikes, what we call heavy strikes, where we close the chanter in the strike to low G as well. So you start on low G, and then it's a G grace note to whatever your melody note is, and then it's another low G tap back up to that melody note. Whereas these upper hand strikes, you're starting on low A, and you're not closing down to low G anymore. Like, for example, in the E strike, right, you start on low A, you do a G grace note to E, followed by a low A grace note to E. Here, you on the F strike, you do starting on low A, you do a G grace note to F, followed by an E grace note on F. So I'm going to go ahead and play those nice and slowly, and let's go ahead and have you follow along. So starting on low G, we'll starting on low G, going to low A strike. Okay, the next one is low G to A. Next one is low G to C. Next one is low G to D. Okay, let's do those in order now. Okay, starting from the beginning, starting on the low G to A strike all the way to the D strike. Okay, 1, 2. When you're doing this exercise, you want to be listening for a full closure of the chanter when you're doing the low G grace note that's inside the strike. The strike itself needs to be clean, right? Clean going down and clean coming back up. So an example of that might be something like, if I'm on B, right, and I do a G strike back up to B, right, I just go, you need to hear that low G in there. So let's do the bottom hand strikes again, starting on low G to the low A strike. Ready? 1, 2. All right, maybe pause the video, try it on your own, or let's keep going. Now we're going to start on the top hand strikes, right? The first one, you're starting from low A on all of them, and it goes up to E. So, right, it's just low A, G grace note to E, tap down. Next one is, did you see that? It's a G grace note to F, E strike back up. Again. The next one is the thumb grace note up to high G. And in your lesson, we talked about how that tap to F should be really gentle, like this. I'm just doing a whole bunch in a row to remember, oh, it's a very light touch, like a ball bouncing, right? So if we do the full thing, the full strike, we're starting on low A. We're going to go ahead and do a thumb grace note to high G and tap the F finger down and back up. Again. Again. Okay, and then the last one is just, it's basically a high A doubling. Technically a strike. Now, one of the things that you can do in the high A strike is to actually bring your thumb on and off the chanter straight up and straight back down instead of sliding. Okay, the sliding is not necessarily the best way to do an A doubling, but because we're in strikes, right? So you're striking the whole, right? I'd like you to try doing it that way, even if you don't do it that way forever. Just try it. Okay, let's do the top hand strikes, starting on low A, going up to E. We'll go all the way up to high A. do it again. High A, or high hand. One more time on the high hand. Okay, let's do the whole line. Ready? 1, 2. All right, have fun with that. Take your time. If you need to slow down the video, that's fine, or just pause it and do it on your own.